It's me, Ardi, and for today's video, I would like to share with you my experience traveling from United States back to the Philippines. I just went home recently, this April 2021. So in this video, I would like to give you detailed latest update about the requirements and the process going back home. I hope you watch the video till the end, and I will put some links on the description down below and give you more information and details about the requirements and processes. Are you ready? Join me. After watching the video, if you think this is helpful information, if you would like to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, this will mean a lot to us, and this will also help other people know the process in going back home. I will try my best to give all the information that you need to know in traveling back home. Okay? Alright. First, you need to plan ahead. If you're going home, you need to decide if it is a necessary travel. Of course, Filipinos are allowed to travel back to the Philippines, but most of the foreign nationals are suspended from traveling back to the Philippines except for some reasons. So I'll put that on the description down below. Make sure that it is important to travel, because traveling nowadays with this pandemic and COVID is not really practical. With all the quarantines going back and all the swabs that you need to take, it will cost money and it will eat some time of your vacation. So it's better if you plan ahead. If you're decided, then you book a flight, and I know you know how to do that. I advise that you directly book to your preferred airline than going through an agency or a third party, because I thought it would be cheaper, but in the end I spent more because they don't allow you to refund the whole money that you paid for your initial flight. They will just make it as a credit, but you can rebook it and use it for another flight. But you still need to spend more money. Print your itinerary, because when I traveled, I didn't expect that they will need to see actual documents. Like, luckily I print everything before my travel. Next, you need to book a pre-accommodation, a quarantine hotel. That hotel should be accredited, should be on the list of the DOH Bureau of Quarantine. There are two types. I didn't know it before my travel, but now I know. Stringent quarantine hotel and a mandatory quarantine hotel. So mandatory quarantine hotels are for all passengers arriving in the Philippines. All. And the stringent one, passengers arriving from high-risk areas with a lot of COVID cases, probably US, Europe. There are some hotels that are not considered as quarantine hotel. According to the latest process is you need to pre-book that quarantine hotel at least 7 days, because on the 6th day you'll be tested in your hotel, rt-PCR test. If you're a Non-OFW, like a permanent resident from another country, like me, you will pay for everything. Your PCR test, your quarantine hotel. So one of the requirement is a mobile app, the Trace app. Well, honestly, we didn't really open the app, as long as you've got the QR code, they will ask it. So if I were you, just download it. It won't hassle you in the end. It won't be a problem. So one of the important thing to do as well is you do this ECIF. It's like an electronic form online that will ask about your details, your port of exit, departure, date you will arrive, and about your any COVID histories. I got confused with this ECIF because there's like different kinds. ECIF, Red Cross. There's like, if you visit a PAL ECIF, they got their form as well, and there's an ECIF under PAD Lab. It's like another company that asks information about your travel. After you filled out that form, it will give you a QR code that is needed on every port that you will go through. We'll email back to you the details that you filled out on that form and a QR code which you need to print if you can. Somebody from the airport asked me that form, and I told her that I just have the QR code, but I didn't print out the form because I didn't know. So now you know. Okay, you need to have a health declaration form, but that health declaration form will be distributed when you arrive on the country you will be coming before you enter the Philippines. Like for me, my connecting flight is Japan, so that health declaration form is a small yellow form that they will distribute together with the arrival card that you will present at the Philippine airport. If you can have your money exchanged to Philippine pesos, so if you need to pay something on the airport, you just give it by cash. You can use your credit card from whatever country, you can use that, but I think it would be more convenient. I don't suggest that you exchange money at the airport because it's much lower than you usually expect on the exchange rate. It's good if your pre-book accommodation hotel have their own shuttle or their own service that can fetch you from the airport. You can use a meter taxi provided by the airport. You cannot go from the airport to the hotel by using a public transport or a family car. Your family can't see you from the airport and send you to the hotel. It's not allowed. So you need to have your transportation ready. It's better if it will be coming from the hotel. It won't be too much hassle for you. But of course, for OFWs, most of it are those quarantine hotels and swabs are free, but it will be assigned for you. And for seafarers, there would be a different process as well. But for this video, I'm discussing about the non-OFWs and eligible non-Filipinos that needs to go back to the Philippines. You need to have a negative COVID test, whether you like it or not. I thought I don't need it, but guess what? Luckily, I did a COVID test. So I thought it was not needed, but to be safe, I did try to get a rapid antigen COVID test. So, and it's valid, it's okay. They said it's PCR, but rapid antigen is accepted. I googled it, where to do a COVID test valid for travel clearance. I found for the care urgent care clinic just near our area, and I've asked them many times about the COVID test, and they asked me the same thing. What do I need for my travel? Mostly because if you're going back to the Philippines, they will test you here in the Philippines on the 6th day. In Japan, because Japan is my connecting flight, and on my research again, you don't need any documentation, test, or anything if you're just doing a connecting flight. But if you will be there like for 24 hours or till the next day, you might need to show them some documents. And you cannot exit Japan airport or transfer from this airport to, like, from Narita airport to Haneda. It is not allowed. Make sure it's within 3 days before your travel, so it would be valid. You can do PCR too if you'd like, but it takes some time, like 3 to 5 days, because it's a send out. And sometimes you can let the clinic know when will be your travel, so they could do something about it. They can send you an email of the result before your travel. But if I were you, plan it so you can print the document, because it will be needed on your travel. They check my documents. You will give your passport, and then the lady, the personnel ask for my documents, for the questionnaire, whatever it is, and she's asking the one with the QR code. I have the QR code only, and a negative test. And she told me that if I don't have those requirements, I may not able to go to my travels. Luckily, I have everything. There is this QR code that she showed me, Sherpa plus American Airlines, and I will put the link down in the description below, so it will help you. It's a good site. It will give you the requirements. I told her I have the QR code, but I didn't print it out. I just showed her the email that showed all the answers on that questionnaire, and she accepted that, which is good. And I showed her my printed itinerary. They will scan your carry-on, so you need to separate the electronics and your shoes and the liquids and the jackets and the belts and whatsoever, and the normal thing. After that, you'll be in the boarding area and you'll have your flight. So bye-bye. Dallas airport, where will be my international flight is. So if you can use the restroom, go for it, because you're gonna walk to the Skylink. I need to go to Skylink D, so I need to walk far and travel and use the Skylink train to be able to go to my boarding gate. So from Abilene, they did not give me a boarding pass from Dallas to Japan and to Philippines. You don't need to exit anywhere. You don't need to go to the immigration or somewhere else. You just need to go to the boarding gate and just ask if you can collect your boarding pass. So I was there early. I just make sure that before looking around and doing things, I find my gate before I go find some water or food. After that, I had my boarding pass. I just sit, rest, and eat something. And then they called us. We board a plane, and in there, they will again ask you about your QR code, like the one that you need for the Trace app. And if you got a hotel booking, And if you got a negative test, they will ask those documents, so it should be on your carry-on. Don't forget. Make sure also you've got portable charger and charge your phone anywhere, because your cell phone is important to find out things, search for information and whatsoever, and communicate with your family. From Dallas to Narita, on the plane, they will ask you if you're going through Japan or you're just a connecting flight. Because if you're just a connecting flight, like me, because I'm the only connecting flight arriving in Japan, there will be personnel will assist you when you deplane from the plane itself, going to another area where they will check your documents. So the one with the connecting flights were called first when we arrived in Japan, and the rest will be called into groups, and I guess they will go somewhere, show documents and all this stuff. You're the best. So I'll put it near so you can hear me. So I'm on a plane going home to the Philippines. The flight attendant said that I'm the only person who's on this area of the plane, which is good because it's not congested. I feel safer. Right, so I hope you have a safe flight today. See you later. Japan, we were assisted to this area, like again where they check the boarding passes, your confirmed quarantine hotel, your QR code, and other requirements. They will check that again and again. The boarding pass that was given to me at Dallas, there's no boarding gate there, so when you arrive, that's the time they will put the boarding gate. If I were you, if after you're buying things, you go straight to the boarding gate. After that, we board the plane, flight from Japan to the Philippines. Inside the plane, we were given the health declaration form and an immigration arrival card, which you need to fill out before you arrive. I would always recommend Japan Airlines, because they always have good food. And in the Philippines, when you arrive, you will go straight to this area where you will show your health declaration form, asking do you have comorbidities, just checking about your history. You pass on this temperature scanning, so they will ask you to remove your face shield and the glasses so they could check your temperature. If you're clear there, you will go to this area. There's a lot of Philippine Coast Guard. They were diligently assisting the passengers, the Filipino passengers from the flights. They have their sign, OFW, Non-OFW. So you will be directed to where you need to go. They will give you the oath of undertaking. For me, it's already online, so I already filled it up and just signed it. And they will give you they will make sure that you have the arrival card. If you don't have it yet, they will give you one. There is an officer who's like registering everybody on like one form. There are personnels from Pad Lab going in every row, asking people if they already have the QR code and if they already paid for their PCR test. So now this is what I want to explain earlier. Red Cross provides PCR test as well as Pad Lab, and I've already registered my ECIF from Red Cross, but I have not yet paid my PCR test because on the form they will ask about my hotel room on my hotel, and I don't know that yet on that time, and we're trying to communicate with the hotel and they won't give us the hotel room number until I checked in. So I wasn't able to book my PCR test ahead of time, and since I was not able to do that, the lady told me that we will disregard the QR code from Red Cross. We'll register a new one from Pad Lab. And I asked her why, and she said if I was not able to pre-register, like pay for it online, Red Cross, they don't do the service, like they don't do a private service. I'm not sure, and I didn't see any Red Cross booth on that day. Like there's no separate place from Pad Lab and Red Cross. She tried to put in the site and then asked me to answer and fill out the form, which in the end gave me another QR code. You're gonna pay for it. You can pay via cash or via credit, and I believe it's better to pay by cash, and they will give you a receipt for that. They will ask you about your quarantine hotel. They will ask that document again. On that place, they will give you like a piece of paper where your name is. They will put your name in your quarantine hotel, and I asked what is that for. That will be given to the Philippine Coast Guard, and the driver that will fetch me will sign on that paper. And you will again sit on another chair where there's like people asking about your information, confirming all the details that you placed on that online registration, and they will inform you about details. When are you gonna be tested? Yeah, they will give you instructions, and if you've got question, you can ask. You will be guided through the immigration area, and just show your arrival card, immigration card with your passport, and they will take a picture of you and ask if you're a OFW, non-OFW. So after that, I exit the immigration. I'm getting near. Again, Philippine Coast Guards. If you're like OFWs, they got lines because they have their own service. But if you're non-OFW and you have your pre-book transport, it will be easier. They will radio it. Official transport will be waiting. And so I just showed them the paper that I signed earlier and that was given to me. And that paper you will give to the officer. And when the driver comes in, he signed it. The driver fetched me, assisted me. It's Manong Martin. Thank you so much. And then we went to my hotel. I showed the documents. I'm very tired that night, but I'm very thankful I arrived. And I think I arrived like around 11 something, but they gave me the food for my dinner, which is good. Which is good because I'm just so tired, and I really didn't expect that there will be food, but I'm happy that they got food for me. And finally, I'm here and I'm very thankful. And I hope the informations that I gave you will help you with your travel and decide if you really want to go through those things. And if your travel is very important, if you really need to see your family badly, just go for it. Okay, you can do it. You can do all those things. You just need to make sure to research, make sure that all the documents are complete so you won't have any problem. It will go smoothly. And pray. And I hope you enjoy your vacation. And if you've got questions, you want to clarify something, just comment on the comment area so I could help you with that. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to sprinkle kindness, share the love, live in the best life.